Greetings Whovians, welcome to Timey Wimey Review and the Doctor Who quiz for October 2025. Yes, I normally tend to drop these quizzes at the end of the month, but I want to switch it up a bit and start releasing these quizzes at the beginning of each month. So with this being the run-up to Halloween, I thought this would be the good transition period for this quiz. So not only going to get October's quiz right now, but in a couple of weeks' time, you'll also get the next quiz for November 2025. If you are new to this channel, hello, thanks for stopping by. This is a quiz dedicated to anything and everything related to the Whoniverse of Doctor Who. We don't need Google here, this is just a bit of fun, so please hit the subscribe button as I try to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. We're very near that goal, so thank you so much for your support. But let me know in the comments your scores. Please do try to keep the answers out of the comments so everyone can enjoy this quiz. So we start off as always with round one, Who Knowledge, which is 10 questions all worth 1 point each, which is to test your Doctor Who general knowledge. Very best of luck. Here we go with question one. A Cyberman made a cameo appearance in which third Doctor story? Name that third Doctor story where a Cyberman made a cameo appearance. Question two. Complete this 12th Doctor episode title. Mummies on the what? Mummies on the what? A nice link up to question three. How many seconds does a death occur after the lights start flickering in that above titled episode? So how many seconds does a death occur after lights start flickering in the above titled episode? Question four. Look at this image. Name that classic Doctor Who story from this DVD Blu-ray cover. Name this classic Doctor Who story. Question five. How did the villainous Kane meet his demise in the 7th Doctor story Dragonfire? Question six. What is the name of the character to be played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw in the upcoming Doctor Who spin-off The War Between the Land and the Sea? Name that character to be played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Question seven. Sashi Dhawan married which actress who was Rani Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures? Very congratulations to them both, but can you name Sashi Dhawan's new wife? Question eight. Who controlled the Yeti in the 2nd Doctor story, The Web of Fear? Question nine. What happened to Mr. Halpin in the 10th Doctor episode, Planet of the Ood? And finally, question 10. Which creature was Peri nearly turned into in the 6th Doctor story, Vengeance on Varos? Whilst you are thinking of those answers, I'll just give you a quick brief of the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. So this is a channel dedicated to anything and everything from the universe of Doctor Who. I've got reviews, these monthly quizzes, Doctor Who bargain hunting videos where I go to various places looking for Doctor Who bargains or any other bargains of interest. I've also done some videos at various Comic Cons, plus any other news and featurettes, and also Doctor Who Beyond. So I've started that off with the Thunderbird celebrations last month, and more will be rolling in due course. So do check them out on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. I'm also on Timey Wimey Review TikTok for even more fantastic Doctor Who related content, including doing my first ever TikTok live Doctor Who watch along. So I did that for Victory of the Daleks this month, and more are on the way, so do check that out. I'm also on Facebook and X for even more Doctor Who fun, so do check those out. I'll put a list in the description below for all the links for those social media outlets for you to enjoy. Okay, let's reveal the answers for round one. Who Knowledge? Did you get all 10 right? Let's find out. Very best of luck. Question one was a Cyberman made a cameo appearance in which 3rd Doctor story? That was Carnival of Monsters. So there was no, during the original, obviously, 3rd Doctor era, John Pertwee era in the 70s, there was no actual Cybermen story, but the Sidemen did make a cameo appearance in Carnival of Monsters. John Pertwee did take on the Sideman, though, in The Five Doctors, so at least he had that on his credits. Question 2. Complete this 12th Doctor episode title, Mummies on the what? It was Mummies on the Orient Express. Do you remember that episode? I hope so, because that was a nice little link up to the third question. So the answer for question 2 was Mummies on the Orient Express. And question 3 was, how many seconds does a death occur after lights start flickering in the above episode? It is 66 seconds. Very well done if you got that one. I was toying with doing a multiple choice, but I thought, no, I'm going to be ruthless. See if you really push those Who knowledge cells with that one. So the answer for question 3 is 66 seconds. Question 4, I asked you to look at this image and name the classic story from this DVD or Blu-ray cover. And it is of the second Doctor story, The Faceless Ones. I still haven't seen that story, truth be told. But I did feel that this cover for The Faceless Ones is quite horrific. I found it quite sort of spooky and horrific. Very fitting for the October Halloween. Question 5. How did the villainous Kane meet his demise in the 7th Doctor story Dragonfire? His skin melted from his face from the sun. A very gruesome scene. Very reminiscent to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Very similar to that. Very similar techniques. And how Doctor Who didn't get into trouble with that. Their own version of that. Not for copyright reasons, just of how horrific it was. Yeah, begs belief, but it was a great scene nonetheless. Question 6. What is the name of the character to be played by Gugu Mbatha Raw in the upcoming Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea? Her name, the character name, is Salt. Very well done if you got that. Character name is Salt. I'm assuming that'll be like an English translation, maybe sort of this Sea Devil hybrid that we'll get to see in the upcoming new year. Might have a bit more of an explanation, but the answer to this question is Salt. Question 7. Sacha Dhawan married which actress who was Rani Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures? The answer is Anjil Mahindra. Very well done and very congratulations for Sacha and Anjil for getting married a little bit earlier in this month. Question 8. Who controlled the Yeti in the second Doctor story, The Web of Fear? It was the Great Intelligence. The Great Intelligence. We have seen them multiple times, last being with the 11th Doctor. Question 9. What happened to Mr. Halpern in the 10th Doctor episode, Planet of the Ood? He was converted into an Ood. Again, another gruesome moment from Doctor Who. Again, nicely fitting the Halloween theme that I'm sort of trying to introduce for into the run-up of Halloween, of course, for October. So yeah, Mr. Halpern had that hair tonic drink, which the Ood have kind of substitute into some kind of way to convert him into an Ood. And yeah, when he started pulling off his skin and coughing up that sort of Ood brain, brilliant stuff. Loved it. And finally, question 10. Which creature was Perry nearly turned into in the 6th Doctor story, Vengeance on Varos? It was a bird. She nearly became a bird woman. Fun fact, Nicola Bryant, well, not fun for her, really. Nicola Bryant got an allergy to feathers after they sort of stuck it all on her face for that scene. So, yeah, not a very nice moment for poor Nicola. But anyway, back to the answer, bird woman. Total up your scores and then to the next round, round 2, which I entitle Trick or Treat. So this is basically 5 questions, all worth 1 point each, and they are true or false statements, hence Trick or Treat. So all you need to do is put true or false for these answers. Very best of luck. Here we go. Question 1. Terror of the Zygons was the first story of the 4th Doctor era. Terror of the Zygons was the first ever story of the 4th Doctor era. True or false? Question 2. The Rani was originally intended to return in the mini episode Night of the Doctor. True or false? Trick or treat? Question 3. Sophie Aldred had a failed chart-topping single called Ace of Hearts? Question 4. The Toclophane were originally going to be used as replacements for the Daleks should the revived series did not have the rights to use the Daleks. True or false? And finally, question 5. The Daleks were set to appear in Terry Nation's sci-fi show Blake 7. True or false? Trick or treat? Whilst you're thinking about those true or false questions, I want to know in the comments, what have you been up to this October? And also, what is your go-to Doctor Who episodes or your scariest Doctor Who episodes or stories in the run-up to Halloween? Also, what other films or TV shows do you watch traditionally on Halloween? So for us, outside of Doctor Who, Halloween is the go-to. Jamie Lee Curtis. Also Halloween 3, because it's just weird. It's got nothing to do with the whole sort of Michael Myers Halloween sort of series of movies. But there's also lots and lots of stuff. I'd say another sort of tradition of us is the Halloween episode of Bottom, where Eddie and Richie are just dressed up in those terrible costumes, and the cattle prod. If you know, you know. And another weird one that we have is Dracula Dead and Loving It. We always watch that one every Halloween, which has Leslie Nielsen. It's a Mel Brooks spoof of Dracula. If you haven't seen it, do check it out. It's quite hard to find these days on either DVD or on a streaming platform, unless it's somewhere outside the UK. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, do check that one out. And let me know in the comments what you've been up to this October, what you've got planned for Halloween, and what's your go-to Doctor Who Halloween episodes and other TV and movie stuff that you watch for Halloween. Really interested to know in the comments. But let's go back to round 2. True or false? Trick or treat? Did you get those answers correct? Let's find out. So here we go. Question 1 was Terror of the Zygons was the first story of the 4th Doctor era. True or false? It's false. The very first 4th Doctor story is Robots. Terror of the Zygons was the first story for the 4th Doctor's 2nd season, or Tom Baker's 2nd season as the 4th Doctor. You know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, that question was false. Question 2. The Rani was originally intended to return in the mini-episode, or minisode, Night of the Doctor. That is true. So this came to light not so long ago. I did do a little mini video of that on the Timey Wimey YouTube channel. So apparently Stephen Moffat was going to use the Rani for Night of the Doctor. So in the scene where the 8th Doctor was dying and talking to the Sisterhood of Khan, it wasn't going to be the Sisterhood that he was speaking to, it was going to be the Rani. But obviously that's those plans never came to be. So yeah, very interesting fact, that one. Quite a fun one to have a bit of a what if in that mini episode Night of the Doctor. Very well done though if you got that question right. Question 3. Sophie Aldred had a failed chart-topping single called Ace of Hearts. True or false? It's false. I just made it up. But can you imagine, you know, if oh god, what was that group called? Music producing group. Stock Waterman and Atkin, that group. You know, the cheesy pop of the 80s, particularly here in the UK. I think if they manage to have their claws on Sophie Aldred, that will be a song title for her. Let me know in the comments without giving the answer away. But it was totally false, totally made up by me. Question 4. The Toclophane was originally going to be used as replacements for the Daleks should the revived series did not have the right to use the Daleks. True or false? So remember the Toclophane, of course, they were used for series 3 with the Master, and it is true. They were the original ideas from Russell T Davies, just in case they couldn't use the rights of the Daleks. Obviously, they're owned by the Terry Nation estate. So yeah, it was true. The Toclophane was the original pitch. Should the revised series not have been able to use the Daleks? And finally, question 5. running on to the Daleks theme as well, speaking of the Daleks were set to appear in Terry Nation's sci-fi show Blake 7. True or false, trick or treat? It was true. The Daleks were set to appear, or planned to set to appear, at the finale for Series 2 of Blake 7, but the idea got vetoed, apparently. So, yeah. So, again, another big what if. What if the Daleks were to appear in Blake 7? But for now, total up your scores and let's add them to the next round, the final round, which is all worth 2 points each for this one. Round 3 is the return of the Hoonograms. So this is all themed around monsters and aliens from the Hooniverse of Doctor Who. Going to be some tricky ones here, so definitely worth 2 points per answer, and this will really help total up your scores and ramp up your scores. So very best of luck. So basically solve these anagrams, these Hoonograms. Starting with number 1, a move shoer. A move shoer. AMOVESHOER. Number 2, Clock Kid Sorrow. Clock Kid Sorrow. CLOCKKIDDSORROW. Number 3, Bert YMCA. Bert YMCA. BERT YMCA. Number 4, Doctor or DR Primo. DR Primo. DRPRIMO. And finally, number 5, Derwen. Derwen. DIRWEN. Unscramble those letters from each of those questions to reveal a monster or alien from Doctor Who. Pause the video if you need a bit more time, but let's reveal those monsters and aliens from round 3, the Doctor Who Hoonograms. Very tough ones, these ones. So I hope you did well on this. So very best of luck. Again, all worth 2 points each. So number 1 was a move shoer. A move shoer. Unscramble it. It is the Hemivores. The Hemivores from the 7th Doctor story, The Curse of Fenric. Question number 2, Clock Kid Sorrow. Clock Kid Sorrow. This was a little clue there with clock, and this was from the 10th Doctor episode, The Girl in the Fireplace. Clockwork Droids. Clockwork Droids. Number 3, Bert YMCA. Bert YMCA. Again, another tough one this, but I was looking for not a Cyberman, but a Cybermat. Cybermat. Number 4, DR Primo. DR Primo. It was a Primoid, and that was from the 3rd Doctor story, Inferno. Those scary wolf-like creatures. And again, another tough one this. Number 5, Derwen. Derwen. And this was from the 11th Doctor episode, The Beast Below, Winder. Those weird double-faced robots. Winder. Very well done if you got those. Total up those scores, add them to your grand total, which is out of 25 this month. Did you get the full 25? Even if you just got 1, let me know in the comments. Be proud with your scores and let me know in the comments. But thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this quiz. I love doing these quizzes and I hope to see you again in the not too distant future. But if you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X, and do check out my other fantastic Doctor Who related content on Timey Wimey Review TikTok, and of course right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Thank you as always for your love and support. Have a great October and Halloween. Until we meet again.